Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. As we had promised, we are live, and today we will not talk about WPL. Today, our main focus would be the emerging Asia Cup squad and, of course, the India Australia Test squad, which was recently obviously released. So let's first let me read out the squad to you guys first. The Test squad is Smriti Mandana, Shafali Verma, Jemima Rodriguez, Pratika Raval, Harmanpreet Kaur, Aman Jot Kaur, Harleen Deol, Deepti Sharma, Vaishnavi Sharma, Sneh Rana, Sayali Sadgare, Richa Ghosh, Uma Chetri, Renuka Singh Thakur, and Kranti Gaur. Um, okay, now for Emerging Asia Cup. Let me just, yes. Sorry, Rising Stars, not emerging. Eh? Arre? Give me 1 second, guys. I'll just read out the Rising Stars squad as well. And of course, then we will start taking questions. I hope my audio is clear because there's a lot of noise at my end. There's some songs and all going on. Just give a thumbs up if my audio is fine. Um, India. Yes, your audio is clear. Chalo, right. Okay, so the India A squad for ACC Rising Star Asia Cup. You have Radha Yadav captain, and then Humaira Kazi, Vrinda Dinesh, Anushka Sharma, Diya Yadav. Of course, Diya Yadav is subject to her clearance from COE. And Tejal Hasabni's Nandini Kashyap wicketkeeper, Mamta Mariwala wicketkeeper. Again, Mamta and Diya both subject to fitness. Sonia Media, Minu Mani, Tanuja Kanwar, Prima Rawat, Saima Thakur, Jintamani Kalita, and Nandini Sharma. So that's where we are. These are the two squads. Well, Snehashish is joining in a bit. Till Snehashish joins, let us have a chat on how on what all questions you guys have, because yesterday a lot of people were asking a lot of questions. So we thought since today there is no WPL match, let's go ahead and have this conversation. Okay, there are loads of comments, by the way. There are loads of comments I can see, but there are no likes as I can see. Come on, guys. Thoda sa to yaar. What? Sushalji does. Okay, I'll read the comments from here only. Hariharan says this should be ideal 11: Smriti, Shafali, Pratika, Jemmy, Harman, Smriti, Shafali, Pratika at 3. Okay, Jemmy at 4, Harman at 4, Harman, Jemmy, Richa, Deepti, Amanjot Kaur, Renuka, Kranti, Snehrana, or Sayali Sadgare. So you are basically going in with 4 pacers, because Amanjot Kaur will also bowl pace, Renuka will bowl pace, Kranti, of course, will bowl pace. Because it's Australian pitches, Haryana, that's what you want to go with. Is it the case? Because to be fair, I know Snehrana has not been bowling well, but I would actually have one more spinner. Instead of Sayali, I would go with Snehrana. Renuka Kranti, yes. Amanjot Kaur, absolutely yes. I think rest of the team is fine. Just as I said, I would shuffle Jemmy and Harman. Harman at 4, Jemmy at 5. Richa, Deepti, Amanjot Kaur, Renuka, Kranti, and Sneh Rana is what I would go with. Rest of you also do comment your playing 11s. Okay. Next, test match is happening at Waka. Yes. Optus. Is it day or day night. The sources which I read are not saying uniform information. No, I think, okay, just give me 1 second. Um, no, it's you know, it is day night, right? Because Australia local time, it starts at 1:30 p.m. So of course, it is day night. 1:30 p.m. means your 1:30 p.m., 3:30 p.m. Yeah, it's day and night. That is pink ball test basically. Okay, Yuko Manikandan, my India Test 11, Smriti Shafali, Pratika, Jemmy, Harman. Again, Harman Jemmy wo ulta kar do. Harman can't bat at 5. Jemmy, of course, can. Richa, Deepthi, Amanjot, Sayali Kranti. Renuka Waka pitch suits more for pacers, so four pacers must. Pratika Shafali can bowl. No, I don't agree. Four pacers. Look, it is not about what the pitch suits alone. No, you have to also think about what is your strength. And I do think that you have to play, and you have to play one more spinner. What I would have liked is if the test team had a leg spinner, because Deepthi as an off spinner would do your job. I would like it if if there was a leg spinner, but since there is no leg spinner, then we'll go with Sneh Rana, or you can go with just give me a second, or we can go with Vaishnavi. I think one name you guys are missing. I would go with Vaishnavi. Why not? Vaishnavi, Deepthi as the spinners, and the pacers for me would be Richa, Amanjot, and Kranti. Manikanta Suri, India has only 5 test matches in this WTC cycle. Australia has 8. Hope from next cycle, India also get more test matches. Glad to see West Indies got test matches in this cycle. Also hope New Zealand also participates. Which WTC cycle are you talking about? There is no WTC cycle in women if you're talking about women, Manikanta. Just clarify it. I'm not sure. Sports fan. If this is gonna be same Optus pitch where recent Australia, England, and India, Australia happened, and 20 wickets fell on first day, then I see all Renuka, Kranti, and Sayali play. I hope that's not the pitch, but I do think that if Amanjot is playing, then you are not going to see Renuka, Kranti, Sayali. You might, in fact, see, I don't know, one of Renuka or Kranti and Sayali, maybe. Yuko Manikandan. Hi, Trishaka. Last test match at Waka, South Africa women versus Australia women. 90% wickets taken by Simmer. So 4 pacers make sense for India's 11. Deepthi, Pratika, Shafali, and 3 spin options. Pratika and Shafali are in spin options when it comes to, test match cricket. So I don't think you can take that seriously. See, white ball cricket is very different, and no, I don't see 4 pacers playing, or at least 4 pacers shouldn't play, because I don't think that's your strength. You should also keep in mind that pitch is not the only thing that you should react on. It is also about your own strength. Manikanta Suri, Subha Satish not being considered. Why? Also, Poonam Rao, did she retire? I saw her in broadcasting during World Cup. Poonam Raut, I'm not sure has retired or not. Subha Shubha Satish, I don't think has domestic performance, so I think that is a bit of a problem. Yuko Manikandan, my emerging India 11. Okay, Vrinda Dia, Anushka, Teja, Mamta, Radha, Prema, Minu, Mani, Tanuja Converse, Saima, Nandini. If Dia Mamta not available, then Nandini Kashyap, Humaira Kazi in the 11. And before we include anyone in the 11, Snehashish has come from what? Some new house, new place. Where is this?
No, this is my room only.
I have been to your room. Which side of your room is this?
This has been renovated. Now I think you forgot.
Oh, yes, of course, of course. Uh, Okay. Welcome, Snehachish. We were obviously discussing the, Australia test. Oh my God. I don't know why these people have put on loud music. Saraswati Puja is done. Today is what joy
It's
God knows. But anyway. Mm.
Yes, even I can
Don't
hear
you
from here only.
exactly. Fool Baharo se nikla. Don't you think? And I don't know which Saraswati goddess actually wants these songs to be played for her. Anyway, in the test squad, this is something that you and I were actually discussing yesterday. The first thing that I really wanted to ask is, a lot of people think that India should go in with four pacers because it's the Waka pitch,
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
I am of the opinion that India should go with either Snehrana Deepthi or Vaishnavi Deepthi rather. I would say, and have three pacers. You'll obviously have three pacers in Amanjot, Renuka, and Kranti. Um,
Yes.
what are your thoughts? You think four pacers and Deepthi, people are counting Pratika and Shafali as the spinners. Don't think that red ball is where you can really think of part-time spinners and spinners. One more thing, Snehashish, my logic is spin is our what do you call that, our strength and their
Strength.
weakness at the end of the day. So I think we should have that variation. What do you think?
Even I also think that there should be two proper spinners. There is no doubt about that. I know that it is the test match is being played at in Australia, but that doesn't mean that you should go with four out and out pacers. I think with one spinner that might not help, because if you see in Australian pitches also, if the match goes till the last day of the match, that is fourth day of the match, the pitch might be helpful for the spinners. And if you're
Yeah,
bowling in the last innings, that can help you, your spinner, because your spinners are superior in terms of skills and all. Yes, if you're playing someone like Vaishnavi Sharma,
yeah,
she is not experienced, but still, she, in terms of skills, you can still, depend on her that she can come up with good economic spells or maybe some wickets here and there, and with Dipti Sharma here. So I think three pacers, and obviously Dipti Sharma will definitely be there. And I think with Vaishnavi Sharma, you have a variation. You have a left arm spinner, but if you consider that, okay, we will go with the experienced one, Snehana, then we have two similar kind of spinners that might
yes,
help the opposition better to, to
correct.
understand the line and length. Because what difference two off spinner will make anyway in terms of line and length? They will hit the same
Agree.
line and length whatever required in the pitch. So if you are engaging a, left arm spinner in place of a off spinner like Snehana, then I think will give you more variation and more problem to the opposition.
Mohit says, don't you think Indian ODI team should have been captained by Smriti, or Harman will continue till next World Cup cycle? I mean, I think Snehashish and I have been saying that we did expect that Harman will hand over the captaincy, but did not happen. So probably in their head, Harman will continue till the next World Cup. I'm guessing. I have no idea. Mohit, are we giving international chances to young IPL prodigies very fast? They need some time to mature. I think so. What do you think, Snehashish?
I think we have mentioned it previous in previous shows also, that sometimes, giving instant chances to some youngster after seeing only one season of WPL or one season of fantastic domestic season might not help the player only. Forget about the
Yeah.
team. Might not help the player only in long term, because if she comes in and she faces the heat and doesn't perform in one or two matches, or maybe I am thinking five matches only, then
Mm,
obviously you are not going to carry forward that player in the next series.
mm,
Maybe she will
mm,
be with the squad, but she is not,
mm,
definitely will not get game time, because ultimately as a team, as a senior team, you want results. You want the series
mm,
to be win. So I think then that player confidence get affected, and that also affect
mm,
her next domestic season and maybe the WPL
mm,
season also. So,
mm,
so I think sometimes you have to give some time. But if you see in this squad, I think they have
mm.
gone with such players who have some some international
Yeah.
experience
Mm,
already. If you
yeah.
see, I think some comments are already there why Nsri Charani is not there. I think if
Yeah.
this logic stands, then Nsri Charani should have been in the Test squad only, because Nsri Charani
Yeah.
have already played ODIs and already playing T20s only, and now a proper DC player, now a important player of DC also in her second WPL season. But I think this selection committee has understood that maybe right now she is not ready for the red ball format. She
Yeah.
needs some more time, maybe more domestic exposure, maybe more good performance with the red ball in the red ball format in domestic structure, then might help Ensu Chani to get into the team, test team. But yeah, I think in this team there are players who have little bit of experience, and that is why those experiments are going on in the white ball format only, not in the red ball format. And I think that is okay with me. I think that have to give some credit to the the selection committee.
Yeah. Bhanumati says, do you think Renuka should be rested from the test match? Huh? The team needs to manage her workload as her swing is going to be crucial in this World Cup. She's not going to get younger now. Yes, workload management is important because more than her swing and age, I think the injury concern is also a big, big deal. So, but I don't know. I mean, I would rather rest her from from the one day series.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Manikanta says, same question. Mohit, I also have. What question, Manikanta? What? Mhm. Mohit, are we not investing on fielding? Snehashish, fielding of Indian bowlers is average, and Charani and couple of other spinners is poor. Also, Richa has to work a hell lot in keeping. Maybe should work with DK. Okay.
See, I think for Richa, I think Richa has been good in this WPL
Hmm.
at least. Yeah, she was not doing well in the Sri Lanka series. In the World Cup also. We were
Hmm.
pointing out that there are several mistakes, but in this WPL she has looked good. So that is a good point. Maybe that can continue in Indian jersey also. When it comes to fielding, I think both me and Trishadi have seen Munish Bali putting a lot of hard work. There is no doubt that this team puts a lot of hard work in fielding. They go every day to train. They took catches, high catches, ground catches, everything, ground fielding and all, different drills and all. But somehow the results are not coming in a consistent manner. One day you will see India fielding fantastically. One day you will see, 2-3 games continuously they are failing to field well. So I think somehow the consistency is missing, and that is why maybe the questions is rising again and again. But there is no, you cannot deny that the team is not working hard, because both me and Trishadi have seen this team, putting hard work on fielding specifically, but somehow it is not coming. Hopefully, we will, by the start of the World Cup, maybe in the upcoming Australia series, even now you have a South Africa series, you have you have England matches also ahead of the World Cup. So I think in this upcoming games we can see a better fielding unit of the Indian side, especially the bowlers. I know in future and his fielding is still haunting everyone. What we have seen in the Sri Lanka series, but I think she has done good also. I think in WPL also, at least so far. So
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
see. So let's see how everyone
And
does
I have
while
realized
in the Indian
why
jersey.
everyone was talking about Sri Charani dropping that Richa catch. For God's
Hmm.
sake, guys, how many of you have
Yeah.
actually played cricket? That Richa catch is not a dropped catch. It was dying on her. Anybody could have.
Yeah.
In fact, let me tell you something. In my, when I was bowling once, and there was a
Hmm.
dipping catch like that. So I went to take it. Okay, and I was always an overeager person. If you cannot tell from the shows already, so I jumped, and what happened, because the ball is dying, your fingers have to be this way to hold the ball,
Hmm.
right? And because I jumped and I was a pace bowler, so obviously there was a little more, the run up. My fingers actually went and hit the pitch, and it just turned completely. And then the ball comes and hits here. So my finger has gone from here to there. you know. and so it's not an easy catch. The moment you guys see a catch, you feel like, अरे ये तो पकड़ लेना चाहिए था, ये पक्का पकड़ लेना चाहिए था. इतना आसान थोड़ी होता है यार. I see Charni. I think we have criticized Charni when she was bad against Sri
Yeah.
Lanka. I don't think there is anything to criticize so far in WPL.
Yeah.
Mohit, Manikanta Suri, it's in Waka, check Cricket Australia website, also day match. No, I don't think it's a day match, it's a day night. 1:30 p.m. is the start.
Yeah.
I mean, Australia time 1:30 p.m., our
Yeah.
11 a.m. So don't confuse that. Our 11 a.m. is there. Yeah, our 11 a.m. is there 1:30 p.m. I
One
think
thirty.
so. Yeah. 4.5 hours. Yes. Manikanta Suri, I thought Mithali would give up captaincy after 2017 World Cup. But due to COVID and less number of matches, could not be able to groom Harman for ODI captaincy. Hence, Mithali continued till her retirement. ये कौन बोल दिया तुमको मणिकांता? And why on earth? In fact, I thought Mithali gave up captaincy in 2022 and retired, whereas she could have continued for some more time. Just don't go by 2022 World Cup stats or some random kid, COVID kid, lockdown kids ideas. I think Mithali gave up captaincy when she had to, not before that. After 2017 World Cup, there was no reason for Mithali to give up any captaincy. Bhanumati, Renuka must be. Oh, acha, okay. Sports fan. Trishadi, where do you see test format in women's cricket going forward? Also, how would you judge someone on one off outing? Very, very important question. I feel, that I would like every series, Nihashish, to have at least one test match, and then maybe in the future we look for a women's test match cycle.
Yes, absolutely, and why not? Because top players are there, and it is so sad to see. When you go to ICC rankings, you don't have a test ranking there for women's, right? You have only ODI and T20 ranking. You don't have a test ranking because not enough matches being played, across years, and even apart from few teams like South Africa, Australia, England, and India, others team doesn't play that much of Test cricket. Also, if you see, you will not see someone like Pakistan playing a Test cricket, women's Test cricket, or someone like
Hmm.
West Indies. You will not see. So even I will say New Zealand also. New Zealand also play very less amount of Test cricket.
Yeah,
So yeah, so only four teams: India, England, Australia, and South Africa. A little bit.
yeah,
So I think that should be increased, and at least I'm not saying that okay, bring at least two match test series that should happen, but I think in coming years that might happen. But at least make sure every year at least top teams are playing at least two or three test matches, and that should
yeah,
happen every year. then
yeah,
then at least the rankings will come on, and then you can understand that which are the players that you can groom for that longer formats of the game, because just seeing players in white ball format, you cannot groom specific players for that format, right? uh, because because see, in white ball formats all rounders do the job for you, but in
mm,
test format, you need specific batters, specific bowlers to do your job. It is not that easy. So I think for in coming days, I would love to see more test matches being played across all the
yeah,
countries, and at least every year make sure, because that shouldn't happen. That in 2023, India played two test matches at home against
yes,
Australia, against South Africa, I guess, against South Africa,
mm,
and then in the next 2 years they haven't played a test match, be it
yeah,
anywhere. So that shouldn't happen, that we are playing a test match every 3 years, and that too in
yeah,
Australia.
mm,
So at least make it sure, be it at home, or be it alternate season, at least in one year you
mm,
play in two matches, and then next year you
mm,
play outside of your home two
yeah.
matches. But make it a habit. Every year every team should play at least two matches to have an understanding and for a better result going forward in test cricket.
Absolutely. Gisht, who is better between Nandini Sharma and Renuka Singh Thakur in terms of phase wise bowling? Good question. And whom would you choose overall as a package? Renuka is only one skilled player, can't bowl in all phases. This is one thing that is going absolutely against Renuka, because the truth
Mhm.
is Renuka is not a great bowler outside the power play overs, um, which is why I understand Gisht's question. First of all, Gisht, for the first time since you have been watching the show or you have been commenting today, you have actually made a normal comment. So thank you so much. I am glad that you have been able to, because I'm sure when you had started with trolling because you did not like our show. So, kind of just want to congratulate Snehashish and me that, we have been able to convert you to someone who thinks that we make sense, and that's why has asked a proper question. But yes, and I'm kind of, yesterday only I was thinking this, that you and I had this conversation, right, when we were finding out some sort of stats that in death overs how many wickets Nandini has taken. And if you look at it, yes, you might say against Gujarat she took 4 wickets in 1 over, and that gives her an edge. But against RCB also you have taken
Yeah.
two in 1 over. In the last over, she took
Yes.
two.
Mm-hmm.
And before that, I think in the 18th over
One.
also, she took 1 wicket.
Yeah.
So that's three in the death overs. And
Mhm.
against a good side. I'm not saying that Gigi was a bad side, but of course, Tanuja Kanwar or Rajeshwari Gaikwad is a different, skill set. So that is where I'm saying that Nandini now, with that back of a hand slower ball, not maybe immediately replacing someone like Renuka, but do you think Renuka is going to be under pressure with these pacers coming in who can bowl at all phases? Because Renuka herself knows that she can't.
Yes, absolutely. I think if I am in Renuka Singh Thakur's boots, I think I will be a little bit worried seeing Nandini Sharma
Mm,
perform. Obviously, in every phase she is bowling, and see, I think I also question that maybe I am not that much of convinced so far with the death bowling of Nandini Sharma, because at one match only she has taken 4 wickets. But let her do it consistently. As you mentioned that in the last game yesterday against RCB, I think
mm.
she did it again. And that's back of the hand slowers are very effective as of now.
Yes.
I think yes, the challenge will be for Nandini going forward, because these batters will come up with better plans when they will next face her. Then she will face the next challenge. Someone like Renuka has done it. Renuka has been there, done that. That is why she has managed to survive that, and she's still
Mm,
India's one of the more premium fast bowlers current in the current
mm,
lot. But for
mm.
Nandini, I think that will be the challenge. But as of now, I think the next phase that will help Nandini to get into the senior team process, I think the Rising Star, the Asia Cup tournament. If
Yes,
there, I think
absolutely.
she does well. I think then maybe after the T20 World Cup, we might see Nandini Sharma getting chances in senior setup, and then I think the main, the what should I call, the main fight between Renuka and Nandini Sharma might begin. That who will be your premium fast bowler going forward? Because obviously, as of now, in all phases, Nandini can bowl, but there is no doubt that with the new ball, Renuka Singh Thakur is defined bowler, and in the middle over you can use her for at least 1 over, but in the date you cannot depend on Renuka. I think that has been a problem.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Just give me 1 second. Huh?
Yes, yes.
Uh,
For Saima Thakur also, it's a very good chance in Rising Star Asia Cup tournament to make a comeback in senior setup.
um, Yes, of course. For Simon Thakur, it is indeed. But I had a few questions about the emerging squad. Let's take the questions, then we'll talk about it in
Mhm,
between.
mhm, mhm.
Hariharan, there is higher possibilities of draw, the same which happened last time when we played against Australia in their home turf. I don't think it is about home turf or not. I think it is more about. Uh, yeah, I think it is more about. What was I saying? Mm.
Oh, that last time in Australia, it was a draw.
Yeah, last time in Australia in the home. I don't think that it is about the turf or the batting or the bowling. It is mostly about the fact that test matches are 4-day games for women.
Mhm.
Once that changes, I think things will fall into place.
Yeah.
Manikanta, same case for Smriti now. She might also get ODI captaincy late, but I don't think Harman got ODI captaincy late. In fact, I would go one step ahead and say that that is when Smriti should have got the captaincy. And you guys will jump at me saying Harman has just won the World Cup. So, yeah, but it remains the same. Virat Gill, Dhoni, Rohit is exception. Most of them got captaincy earlier. What's difference in women's team captaincy? The captain has to be good enough. That's the difference. If you say Mithali and Harman and Smriti, then Mithali definitely stands way ahead of the other two. whether you like her, dislike her, you have seen her captaincy, not seen her captaincy. So unfortunately that stays. So that's why I think since Mithali played the 2022 World Cup, that's why she was the captain. Had she not played it, she wouldn't have been the captain. Simple. Bhanumati, and you know the questions about Harman's captaincy is also coming not because there is a, I mean, you guys don't have a problem with her captaincy for sure, but the entire point is, the point in contention is, will she play the 2029 World Cup or not? If she does not play the 2029 World Cup, then ideally you would want her to hand over the captaincy. But currently, I think she has expressed her willingness to play the LA 28 Olympics at least. So maybe after that they will hand over. It is completely on the selectors. Bhanumati says, I mean, not only on the selectors, they can't snatch it away from Harman. That is also the other thing. Do you see Pratika Rawal playing at number 3 in this test match? Jemima plays at number 5 in test cricket. Who should be our spinners, and why is Charani not in lineup instead of Vaishnavi? Yeah, very difficult to say. Why did Charni not get a chance? I was a little disappointed that Vaishnavi got chances above Charni, but I think it has also got to do with the fact that she's probably in the captain's team. The captain has seen her more. All that is a factor that comes into play. I think, you know. Um, Manikant, and you can clearly understand that Harmanpreet has a lot of belief in Vaishnavi. That's why
Yeah.
Harman came in as Kamalini's. Sorry, Harman did not come. Harman got in, uh, got in
Vaishnavi.
Vaishnavi in place of an injured Kamalini. So
Yeah.
kind of, you know, the captain probably preferring Vaishnavi more than this one,
Ensu
Charni.
Charani.
Yeah. Manikanta, Mohit, thank you. I missed checking from Australia website. Mohit says probably they won't do live today. भाई 5 मिनट लगा था. तुम लोग इतना मतलब इतना ज्यादा impatient कौन होता है यार? Sports fan, do you think if someone has won the World Cup, she should still be part of emerging team? नहीं देखो, मैं जितना emerging team समझती हूँ उसमें तो मुझे नहीं लगता है कि जो ऑलरेडी टीम में रह चुका है होना चाहिए. बट अभी क्या है कि it is what it is.
हाँ ठीक है, पाकिस्तान तो अपना सीनियर टीम ही भेज रहे हैं राइजिंग स्टार बोल के, तो
बट
ठीक है,
उनके पास
सब चल।
ऑप्शन नहीं है ना
कुछ
स्नेहाशीष, हमारे
ऑप्शन
पास
नहीं
है.
है, वो भी है, वो
हाँ.
भी है, हमारे पास तो है ऑप्शन।
हाँ. अच्छा, what was I saying? हाँ. Hariharan, when BCCI is investing overseas coach for strengthening fielding and bowling coach, why can't for women's team? Who has said that? ये हमेशा हम लोग बीसीसीआई पे क्यों चले जाते हैं? बीसीसीआई ने कुछ मना नहीं किया है. इट्स जस्ट दैट बीसीसीआई जो पे कर रहा है कोचेस को वही पे करेंगे, चाहे वो मेंस टीम हो विमेन्स टीम हो. It's just that whatever coaches have worked out, and I don't think the women's team coaches are bad in any way. I mean, unnecessarily we are jumping on Munish Bali, to be very
Yeah.
honest. You know, it's not that he's that bad or he does not work with the team. So there are things which do not work. We have to accept that कि नहीं होता है कभी कभी यार. और पता है the thing that we do not accept is कि हम बचपन से athletes नहीं है. Indians are not athletes from the very beginning of their life. Once we become athletes, we try to become fitter. There is a difference. Whereas you go outside the country and you would see fitness is part of daily routine. For us, it is not. So you can't suddenly blame the players. Bhanumati, why is Radha Yadav leading the emerging team? She's already an established player. She needs to work a lot on her bowling to get chances in senior. I don't know why she was picked in this World Cup. अब स्नेहाशीष वर्ल्ड कप हो गया अभी, तुम emerging वाला बोलो. Surprised that Radha Yadav captain of emerging team?
Yes, even I think I also told yesterday also that uh, what is the main aim of a team that is your rising stars? What is the meaning of this thing? That you are grooming some players that will be your future stars for the senior team.
Yeah.
You know, first of all, Radha Yadav is already an established senior player. She recently won the ODI World Cup also, and the fact that she is not your a regular player in all three formats right now.
Right.
Yeah, she is not in the T20I setup. I think in the ODI setup also, I think what she has been dropped maybe. I think for Australia tour, I don't think that she is there. But she is there leading the India A side, and the tournament is Rising Star Asia Cup, where all the youngsters are playing, where everyone you're looking that they are the future stars, that they will
Yeah.
play in coming years for the senior team. So
Yeah.
from that perspective, I have an issue that Radha Yadav is leading the side. Yes, one thing is there that Radha Yadav was already leading this India A side, because if you see the Australia
Mm.
tour also, Radha Yadav was the captain. So maybe that part has worked. Yeah, this batch or this team is being led by Radha Yadav for a long time now. So she is available. She is still there. So let her go and lead the team. But for me, by logic, by seeing the larger picture, that shouldn't happen.
Mm.
I think you should captain someone whom you think that she has that potential to be a leader of the senior team also going forward.
Mm.
Then you can give her that platform to get groomed. And what could be a better platform than a Asia Cup, right?
Yeah.
A good tournament, against good Asian teams, and it will be a
Instead of
good
Radha
challenge for
Yadav,
any
you could
team.
have taken maybe a Priya Mishra or or one more option is what I think Snehachish is also trying to say.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Even I will say, why don't you take someone like Nikki Prasad and make her captain?
Yeah, I was about to say make Nikki Prasad the captain because I don't see Radha Yadav becoming the Indian team captain. So you're not you are not grooming a leader as well. And I think Nikki Prasad is a very good future leader. Has that calm brain, has that working. I thought she took a very very important catch of Smriti yesterday,
Yesterday, yeah,
and
yeah,
she was
very good
so
catch.
calm under pressure. But you also have to groom a player,
Mhm.
as you can see with Jemmy. In fact, this is what Marizane Cap also said about Jemmy captaincy. That good part about her captaincy is she every single day she's learning more about the players, using them accordingly, which only shows the fact that even captains need a little time to settle with the team. So why not? Keeping future in mind, this is something that we don't do, Snehashish. We do not groom
Yeah,
leaders. This is where I thought, see, Harman got a longish rope under Mithali to be groomed.
yeah,
And with Smriti, she has got a longer rope to be
yeah,
groomed under Harman. Her rope is unending longer. But with someone like Jemmy, the captaincy has been there and thereabouts. People have spoken about the captaincy, but she hasn't been groomed. And now look
yes.
at the two under 19 World Cup winning captains that you have. You have Shafali, you have Nikki.
Mm.
How are you grooming them to become the future leaders? You're not.
Absolutely. And you are not picking even Nikki Prasad in the Rising Star
Yes.
squad. Yes,
Yes.
I know that she has very limited options to bat for DC. Whatever she got, she didn't perform that much well. But that doesn't mean that you cannot include
Not
her.
one or two matches, Snehashish. In
Mm.
two matches, if you have to decide, then
Absolutely.
Shafali
In
has also
domestic,
failed.
yes,
Smriti
in
has also
domestic
failed.
tournament, she has batted it decent enough in
Exactly.
domestic tournaments. So I don't know. I think this one name that I was little bit shocked and sad also not to see Nikki Prasad in the setup. And
Yeah.
I think,
Mhm.
and I have been saying that you need to groom this kind of talents. If you really want
Yeah.
someone to be groomed for the senior setup, be it not only that I will only groom up specific batters or bowlers. You should also
Mm.
groom leaders. And as Trishadi
Mm.
said that the longer rope, what Harman had,
Mm.
what Smriti had, maybe some kind of Jamie also had. That time you
Mm.
also have to think that that time options were very less. India
Yeah.
didn't have that many options
Mm.
like we now have
Mm.
with the inclusion
Mm.
of WPN and all. So right now, if someone doesn't perform, you will get replaced like this. You will not get
Yeah.
such long rope. So if there is immense potential in you, then you can have a long run. Otherwise, players are ready to take up that position. So I think that is why you need to be little more, you need to plan little more well, especially in the
Yeah.
grassroots level, especially in the under
Mm.
19, under 23 India is set up. So that
Mm.
going forward you have specific batters, bowlers, and leaders also being groomed when they are getting chances in the senior setup.
Mm. Mohit, why women domestic matches are not streamed? होगा baby steps.
Maybe.
होता होता हो जाएगा. Manikanta Suri, any idea about Meghna Singh? She performed well during Australia series in 2021, lost form. Yes, I think 2, 3 bad WPL and domestic seasons has actually pushed her way down the order. Ayudha Mukherjee, hi Trishadi. My question to you is, since Pratika is not selected for the 50 overs format, do you think she will be fit for test match? It was a bit of a surprise as far as I'm concerned as well. Because I thought if a person is not fit for the series, she's not fit for the series. But and I don't think Pratika is dropped, because no way Pratika can be dropped from ODIs just because of one good performance from Shafali. She would have been in the squad. Whether she played in the 11 or not is a separate question altogether. So, not 100% sure what is cooking there. But let's hope that she gets fit by the test match. Riro, Trisha, just a small clarification. The Hotstar views you mentioned yesterday are cumulative views, not concurrent. Did I say concurrent? I'm not 100% sure. If I mean
I don't remember.
2.25 crore views uh, in cumulative is also a lot of views, first of all. Secondly, I if I did mention concurrent, then it's completely my mistake, my bad. But I did not mean concurrent, that's for sure. I have worked in stars, so I kind of know a little about how Hotstar works. MR974, what value someone like Jintimani Kalita brings to any team? Why are you so angry with Jintimani Kalita, MR? But Snehashik, what do you think? I think she or he is talking about Jintimani Kalita's inclusion in Gujarat Giants, replacing
Yes, yes.
Pitach.
Absolutely, absolutely. In Gujarat Giants and now in the Rising Star Asia Cup squad also she has been named. I think
Mm.
she's a good prospect, young prospect, but the problem
Yeah.
is that, you know, consistency. I'm still saying, even in domestic tournaments also you can see, patches of good performances here and there. For Assam, I think she plays, if I'm not wrong,
Yeah.
in domestic cricket. Yes. So I think you can see those patches of performance. That is why she is always on the radar of franchises. That okay, if there is a chance, we can go for
Mm,
someone like Jintamani Kalita. But she is not
mm,
someone that the franchise will wake up and say, I need Jintamani Kalita in this side. I think that's type of performance she needs to deliver. That she will make the franchises in WPL, or she will make the Indian setup, Indian selectors. Anyhow, we need Jintamani Kalita in there. So that's kind of consistency, that kind of huge performances you need from someone like Jintamani Kalita. But it's a good
mm,
prospect, there is no doubt. Because young prospect, there's a lot of time in her career. That it is not
mm,
like if she is not performing right now, it is done and dusted. That is not the case. There's a
mm.
lot of time left. But yeah, huge opportunity for her if she gets some opportunity in WPL, obviously. But I think in Rising Star Asia Cup, she will get opportunity.
Sports fan says, I think Shweta should have been part of emerging. These WPL middle order appearances shouldn't have impacted her selection. I agree as well. Riro, don't you think the emerging squad has more players who have been in the circuit for long rather than emerging players like G Trisha, etc.? Yes, Manikandan says. Hey Akka, Richa Ghosh's wicket-keeping skills are being questioned for test matches, especially considering the Waka pitches, pace and bounce. Most balls tend to come flying towards the wicketkeeper and slips. Will be an exposure and experience for her. There is no point in assuming anything till you have actually seen Richa keep in Australia. Manikanta Suri, hope no injuries for 11 during ODI T20s. Yes. Riro, I hope we don't miss a wrist spinner like Prema on the Australia tour. I kind of have a feeling we will miss. That's a bit of a thing that I do feel.
Then you might see her in action in South Africa.
Bhanumati, my ideal playing 11, Smriti, Shafali, Pratika, Harman, Jemi, Richa, Deepthi, Amanjot Kaur, Kranti, Sayali, Sneh और वैष्णवी भानुमति टेस्ट टीम नीड्स अ लेगी पर है ही तो नहीं need variety. Yadushala Murali. My playing 11 for India in Test: Smriti Shafali, Pratika or Harleen, Harmanpreet, Jemi, Richa Ghosh, Deepthi, Amanjot, Vaishnavi, Renuka, Kranti. Yes, yes. This is more of the 11 that's there in my mind. Uh, Anonymous, इतना खराब नाम है क्या? Anonymous नाम दे दिया अपना. For emerging Asia Cup, I expected to see a young captain, someone like Nikki Prasad, who could be a future India captain. Nothing against Radha Yadav, but don't see
Yeah,
her as next India captain. देखो, there are a few things. राधा यादव अभी तक इंडियन टीम में ऐसा नहीं है कि दैट शी इज पार्ट ऑफ द स्क्वाड, और होना ही होना है. समवन लाइक अ स्मृति,
exactly.
स्मृति पार्ट ऑफ द स्क्वाड, स्मृति जेमी, जेमी कैप्टन हो ना हो स्क्वाड में है, तो वैसा तो है नहीं. So I don't know. I mean, you are perfectly correct. And see, ये एनोनिमस नाम से हो, मैं आपका नाम भी ठीक से नहीं ले सकती अप्रिशिएट करने के लिए कि थॉट बहुत अच्छा है, पर हो एनोनिमस. Manikanta, sorry, FTP cycle, not WTC cycle. Yes, we would all want more test matches. Sports fan, hi Trisha. What happened to Priya Mishra? I think Priya Mishra and Tita Shadu, same thing happened to them. Injuries are longer than their careers. And it's so unfortunate. Both of them absolute potentials. Yadu Shaila Murli, I prefer Vaishnavi Sharma ahead of Sneha Rana because Australia have so many right hand. That's why I will prefer Vaishnavi Sharma.
Mm.
No, I'm not someone who extremely goes into this right hand, left hand thing,
Yeah,
but for me, I think it's more about, as Snehashi said, not letting
variation.
the batter settle in, getting variation. Yuko Manikandan, Asha Shobna's bowling's perfect for test. She's got the flight and attacking spin going on. Same with Cherny. She's got the skills. Surprising. Cherny is not in the test squad, Snehashish.
I will say little bit, but as I said, maybe the selectors are still not enough convinced with her with the red ball performance. That might happen. Maybe they will want to see one more good domestic season with the red ball from Charani. Then we can see Charani in the red ball setup. Uh, because Vaishnavi has been fantastic in domestic tournaments. You have to understand that be it longest format, be it T20 format in domestic, all the tournaments in 2025, Vaishnavi was there. She was taking wickets, she was bowling economically, everything was going in favor of her. I think that is why maybe she is being considered ahead of someone like Charani. But there is no doubt about that Charani will be a good addition to this team in longest format also. But I think this panel, because this selector panel watch and observe the domestic games very closely, and I
Yeah.
think with the inclusion of Vaishnavi, Kamalini, I think we have already seen this example that this domestic, there's this selection panel, give rewards to domestic players who performs. So I think one more good domestic season with the red ball for Inshu Charani might help her to get a place in the the test squad going forward.
Yes, sports fan guys, what do you feel about Vaishnavi? Sudden inclusion everywhere. Should we go a little slow if she takes a beating in such a big tour? I hope it just doesn't dent her confidence and take her out of the radar. I think I'll stick to the same thing which I said. It is also about, captains and coaches have that gut feeling,
Mhm.
and clearly, of course, the selectors included her for the tour. Amol
Yeah,
Mazumdar had said this from the domestic performance, and then there is, of course, a rapport between Harman and Vaishnavi, and Harman has definitely taken a liking for her. And when I'm saying this, don't take it to any other sense. It simply means, and don't start saying that, oh, you are saying Harman is partial. No, I am saying as a captain, when you see a player and you feel, okay, this player is a match winner, so I should have her in the squad. That feeling is what I'm talking about when it comes to Harman for Vaishnavi, and that's why I think she's been included everywhere. But yeah, I agree. I think you have to go a little slow with Vaishnavi. She is still raw. I mean, I'm someone who thinks Charni is still raw. So
sure.
think of this. Vaishnavi even hasn't had a big tournament. So I obviously think that she's raw. But I'm not the Indian captain. So I think the captain, the coach, and the selectors have their own thought process. And I would believe in that. Cosmic craze. India defeated Australia, England, South Africa in test match at home and was in a winning position last time they played a test against Australia, but rain saved Australia at Metricon Stadium. India performs well in tests, I guess. I mean, we are technically way more sound. Power,
Mm.
they have more. Technique, we have better. So, yeah. Mohit, will you guys go to Oz this time to cover? No, unfortunately, we have our conclave. We have the men's World Cup as well. There are too many things, and both me and Snehashish have different roles and responsibilities in the company. So there are times when we get a little stuck. Sharani Haldar, Snehashishda, you said Charni needs a little bit time. So what about Vaishnavi then? She has not even played a proper high voltage tournament. I
No, no,
think
I can
that's what
understand
you
that.
said.
Yeah, I can understand why the question is being asked. See, what I'm again, I'm saying what I'm told that uh, for Vaishnavi, I think one point that Trishadi mentioned that the captain's belief. The captain might believe
Yeah,
that she can be a good option going forward, and maybe a surprising package for Australia because they haven't played that much Vaishnavi. So that might work, one point. And secondly, as I mentioned, that every domestic tournament last year Vaishnavi did well, be it red ball, be it white ball. For Charani, I think this selection committee might think that with the red ball, then Charani might need a little more time. Maybe that is
mm,
why they are waiting, because otherwise
mm,
there is no other reason behind anything that why Charani is not there, because Charani has been doing good for India in ODIs, in T20Is, and now has become an integral part of DC as well. And see in last two matches how well she has bowled. So there is no deny that she is a good prospect and she will play for India in red ball format. And I definitely would love to see her in action. But my point is, maybe seeing the latest performance in the red ball format in domestic cricket, and when the selectors panel would have seat for the selection and they have thought, okay, we need to include only one left arm spinner in the squad, they would have gone, okay,
yeah,
let's go with Vaishnavi. Yeah,
mm,
even the captain also had said, "Yeah, even I think Vaishnavi will
yeah.
be more surprising package than someone like Charani going forward in this series. Maybe that is why Vaishnavi has managed a place. So let's see. In future, there is no doubt that Ensu Charani will play for India in Test match.
I think Charni is more fitted for test matches than Vaishnavi, to be honest. I
Yeah,
feel Vaishnavi is very good for someone like Vaishnavi who bowls flatter. Is pretty
yeah.
good for what do you call that?
White ball for
Shorter format. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yuko Manikandan, hey Akka, the Women's Test Championship cycle could be a game changer for women's cricket. Hua to, of course. Test matches are the only format that truly tests you mentally, physically, and helping players grow and mature. Yes, I completely
Yeah,
agree. And that's why I love watching test matches. I think both of us, we are
yeah.
absolute. What is that term nowadays you guys use? Test pagloos. In
Oh
everything, you
yes.
guys use the term paglu, no? So that's why test pagloos. Mohit836, in a video 3 days back, Bethmuni spoke of working with Adam Gilchrist on keeping skills. Richa should also work with DK. I mean, that's totally DK and Richa's business has got nothing to do with us, unfortunately.
RCB has a connection with DK. Let them try them.
Yeah. In fact, I would say Richa can talk to Deep Das Gupta as well. Why not?
That should
There
have
are so
happened.
many wicked people.
That should have happened pretty much earlier, but yeah, didn't happen.
Yeah. Yeah, well, true. Cosmic Rays, Alida Healy said in her podcast that she wants to defeat India badly to prove that they are still better. Litchfield also said Australia players want to win this bilateral series to prove they're better. Okay. If they want to win, great for them. If they see, I don't know any team who wants to lose. Like नहीं हम तो हारेंगे हमको तो जीतना वितना है नहीं भाई हम
आज आज मन नहीं
ऑस्ट्रेलिया
कर रहा है
को
जीतने का.
आज मन नहीं कर रहा है जीतने का नहीं जीतेंगे तुम लोग जीतो ऐसा every team wants to win yeah be it bilaterals be it anything and Australians are absolute professionals when you are professionals you don't want your standards to go down like you have set a standard and you want to better that so what they're actually saying when they're saying better is what we are reading as their ego is their professionalism. MR974 fielding will become good if playing other sports casually on weekends is made mandatory by state associations like hockey, football, rugby. हैं? MR उनको क्रिकेट में फील्डिंग खेल करने दो यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट फिटनेस यू आर नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट फील्डिंग इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग
Yeah, fitness
but I
mainly.
don't think in the off season yes in the off season too people should do fitness activities but ऐसे तो मैंडेटरी थोड़ी कर सकते कि तुम स्नेहाशीष तुम क्रिकेट खेलोगे और फिर सैटरडे संडे को हॉकी तुम त्रिशा तुम फुटबॉल खेलोगे ये थोड़ी कर सकते हैं भाई यूको मणिकंदन हाय त्रिशा का a 6 team women's test championship cycle sounds awesome with teams like India, South Africa, Australia, England, West Indies, and New Zealand. 3 test match series is best choice. Yeah, why not? Absolutely.
हो
कॉस्मिक
जाएगा.
क्रेज, लेकिन बायलैटरल सीरीज में वर्ल्ड कप का बदला लेने का हक तो सिर्फ हमारा है। ये ऑस्ट्रेलियंस कब से इस लाइन में आ गए? चलो, इट शोज इंडियन टीम हैज रेज्ड देयर स्टैंडर्ड्स। अच्छा, हम वर्ल्ड कप जीते तब तुमको नहीं लगा कि हमने रेज किया था स्टैंडर्ड? अब लगा क्योंकि ऑस्ट्रेलियंस बोल रहे हो। वाह, वाह कॉस्मिक सर, वाह, एकदम कॉस्मिक क्रेज। सॉरी Iman Mitra, I'm still thinking Smriti or Jemima not ready to take captaincy cap. Any kind of pressure situation, Smriti not able to handle. ठीक है, उनको कैप मत देना, ऐसे ही कैप्टेंसी दे दो, बिना कैप के करेंगे कैप्टेंसी. But do you think that if you had to choose, would you say that Smriti? I mean, इसका एक और आंसर है मेरे दिमाग में, बट वो मैं देना नहीं चाहती. But anyway, Smriti not able to handle pressure, and I thought she did well yesterday though.
Yes, I just wanted to say only that thing. Yesterday she looked good, but yeah, I think whatever situation we have seen so far under Smriti Mandana's captaincy, be it for RCB, be it for India, I think it has been a problem that when Plan A doesn't work for her, I think she looks a bit clueless. What will be the next move? Which bowler she can use? But yesterday, I think after a long, long time, yesterday, I think we both were pretty impressed with Smriti Mandana with her captaincy. I
Yes,
think she tried her best because the fielders were on spot also because opportunities were getting created. Unfortunately, fielders failed to grab those chances. Otherwise, things could have been a bit trickier. Then I think people would have credited Smithy if those wickets would have fallen. That okay, she made those changes in terms of fielding and bowlers. That is why chances were created and RCB got those wickets. But yeah, I can understand why this question is being asked. But overall, in general, she has looked a bit clueless under pressure as captain. But I think yesterday she looked good. Hopefully, in coming days, maybe we will see much better version of Smith Mandana, the captain, under pressure. Whatever we saw yesterday, I think that looked good yesterday for RCB.
Emar Ragvi Bisht had good Australia tour 2 years in a row. Yeah, okay. सवाल क्या था?
Yeah, because I can understand that Rugby Beast suddenly came. I think she debuted for India also in
Yeah.
between one series. In one series, then suddenly she is out of all
But
contention
I
of
think
all
that
formats.
has got a lot to do, Snehashish, with the previous selectors. No, they would hand
Yes,
over debut caps dime by the dozen. So
yes.
that's there as well.
Even she was in WPL also. I think for RCB last year.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Mohit is saying, why don't we see more Indian players in WBBL and the 100? It's just three, Jemmy Smriti Harman. क्योंकि वो लोग सिलेक्ट नहीं करते हैं ना, हम क्या मतलब खुद जाके तो ऐसे खेल नहीं सकते, उनको सिलेक्ट भी तो करना पड़ेगा. Yuko Manikandan, hi Akka, why aren't women's tests played over 5 days? Maybe a 4 day format with 100 overs per day could work. The women, भाई ये 4 day format 100 overs per day ही है,
uh,
तुम क्या ही बोल रहे हो? The women's Ashes match was the only one played over 5 days. Think it's time for a change. Yeah, maybe they will want to change it. And let's hope so, because I think 4 days test matches काफी ज्यादा draw हो जाता है, for result. I would
chances
say
are
five
high.
days. Yeah. Manikanta, I don't come with any random shits. Okay. Also, we need to consider what was Harman's age after Mithali's retirement. Acha, ye Mithali captaincy ka hai, that was shit, and I insist on that. If she gets one or more than one ODI cycle for captaincy, proper planning was not happened. What has it got to do with I'm not 100% sure what are you trying to say. After the 2022 World Cup, there was a 2026 World Cup, 2025 rather, because that was not a
Yeah,
2022 World Cup, that was a 2021 World Cup, which
yes.
happened in 2022 because of the
For COVID.
uh,
COVID.
COVID. Yes. So she was getting that cycle. तो अभी कैप्टन को दो ही साइकिल देना है इसलिए वो कैप्टनसी करे, ये तो जरूरी नहीं है ना. एंड ऑल्सो कैप्टन कैसा है वो भी तो जरूरी है, तो वो तो देखना पड़ेगा ना भाई. Sports fan, but Renuka has gained experience of offering in more diverse conditions now. It's unfair to compare her with a newbie. I don't think the comparison is about whether Renuka is good enough. The
Yeah.
comparison is field wise. So अलग अलग बातें हैं. हम जब कंपेयर कर रहे हो ना, डोंट ऑलवेज थिंक दैट अच्छा ये लोग रेणुका को नीचा दिखा रहे. नो, इट इज नॉट अबाउट दैट. इट इज अबाउट There are every player has certain limitations, something good, something bad. So that is what we are talking about. In diverse conditions also, she's a swing dependent bowler. So that is something that you have to look into. Mohit, are you guys going to South Africa? Yes, we are. Mr 974 is saying Nandini should over time change her action to high arm action that will make her more effective. Such Bolu MR, maybe it would make her more effective. I have not thought of it that way. But I am absolutely against changing anyone's action. And I'll tell you why. Because over my career as a cricketer, as a coach, what I have seen is, Snehashish, the moment you change someone's action, maybe for betterment, maybe, and same goes with batters and their grips, the way they grip their bat. You change that, and at times that player completely goes out of shape, completely, cannot bowl, cannot land the ball properly, cannot or the batter just cannot get the bat swing correct. So I think basic जो बन गया है ना, don't try to change that, try to modify it. Don't go for a high arm action जिसका जो, because bowling is a very sorry guys, there are a lot of questions, but bowling पे सवाल उठा है तो थोड़ा तो expand करना बनता है, because bowling is a very chain reaction, batting is a chain reaction as
Natural.
well, but bowling is an extreme chain reaction, and it begins with your run up.
Yes.
Then from your run up, loading, arm action. Now suddenly I have seen a lot of coaches, people have told me also, like coaches have told me also, suddenly left arm ऐसे नहीं वैसे, अरे भाई लेफ्ट आर्म तो यहाँ से यहाँ आएगा ना.
Point.
Okay. हाँ, यहाँ से यहाँ आएगा ना. So if that happens, then automatically it's like a bicycle chain sort of a reaction. If I pull, or a best example I'll give you is, the whole body of a bowler is a pulley reaction. So when I get my hands up, this hand is here automatically. It's not like I'm placing it here that all of a sudden I can change it and bring it here. So there are a
That's
lot of, I
natural.
have heard some, yeah, one of the coaches had come and said, I basically, that, you should have a more open chested action. How can I suddenly go open chested? Because if I run like this, get up like this and bowl, then how can I suddenly change and twist my entire body? So that is where I'm saying small changes, yes, but something like completely change it into a high arm action, no. And I would like, even if what you're saying is true, maybe try and search out what are the small things that we can change, so that her arm automatically goes up, instead of just going and telling Nandini, you know what, high arm action will help you. So instead of
Mhm.
doing that and then letting the body adjust, first adjust the body step by step and get into, you know and sorry if I have bored anyone with this technicality, but it's just that I love technicalities. I mean, I was a coach, of course I am supposed to love that. But yeah. Yadu Shaila Murali, Smriti Mandana got out again to off spinners. Is that mindset problem or any technical problem? Two back-to-back days that Smriti has got out to off spinners yet again. What goes wrong with her against off spinners, Nehashi?
I think more than technical, I think it is a problem of mindset now. I
Right.
think it has become, because it is very saddening to see, someone like Smriti Mandana making the same mistakes again and again. I think to stop this, I think first of all, I think she needs to stop playing across the line. I think she needs to play more straight with more straight
But
bats.
she was doing that in the four matches. What happened to her once she saw Gardner?
Yes, I think after that, that good knock of 96,
Yeah.
I think she got those confidence back and she made, okay, I might, target now with the crossbatter shots also. But I think she shouldn't go for that. I think she
Yeah.
should continue the basics with the straight bat, playing in the V. I think that is pretty much working for her. And I think she should continue that. Because against the spin, whenever she's trying to play, I think she is I think yesterday only she I think managed to hit the ball pretty well, but
Yeah.
ultimately she hit the ball straight to the fielder. She couldn't find the
Yeah, and
gap.
I thought in a tough pitch, Mandana did bat quite well.
Yes, yes. But again, she went for that big shot suddenly and she got out. So I think she should take a little less risks against spinners at in the early
Mm,
stage of her innings. I think she can go for the big shots after a certain time. But in the early stage of her innings, she should attack less the spinners. What I am saying against the pacers, I think she can take the bowlers on. I think she has improved that game. I think we have
yeah,
seen, those leg side shots. She is
yeah.
fantastic in that. I think she can go for those shots against pacers, but against spinners, especially off spinners, I think she should be a little more go with little more safer options at the earlier stage of her
Mm,
innings. Then go for the
mm,
big shot when you are set, and maybe when the game is around 12 or 13 overs in a 20 over
mm,
game. I am saying then
mm.
that can help her.
Correct. Mohit, Indian players should play the 100 will help in T20 World Cup. BCCI should intervene. अभी 100 है ही कहाँ?
अभी तो 100 नहीं है. अभी तो
हाँ.
सब टीम अनाउंसमेंट हो रहा है कौन क्या खेलेगा.
Hmm. MR Smriti should work on reverse sweeps, etc., to counter off spinners. She's too bookish for modern game. No, I don't think she's too bookish. I rather think I completely agree with Sneha. Uh, Instead of playing this shot where she gets stuck. Over
Hmm.
the years, it has been the case. She should play more in the V, and she was doing it. She was playing much
Yeah.
straighter to off spinners. But God knows, something happened to her the moment she saw Gardner. Probably, I think, um, it happens. You know that today, in fact, I was seeing a video where Phoebe Litchfield was saying that the toughest bowler that I've faced is Amelia Kerr,
Yeah.
because I'm a bit of a bunny. I can't read her wrong one. So that's what, it's very important that maybe there is a particular pace or something which Smriti is not
Hmm.
able to adjust to Gardner. So what happens is in Smriti's mind, the moment Gardner comes, her reflex reaction would be, I don't want to give my wicket to Gardner. And then you
Hmm.
start playing shots that you wouldn't naturally play. So I think it is more about, also, I just realized, I think I use that word, I think a lot. But much like Snehashish uses, obviously,
Yes.
you know. But she should play straighter, and she has a lot of shots. Shots is not the problem. The problem is the mindset, and
Hmm.
mentally she has to first win over Gardner, and once she wins over someone like Gardner, I think she will conquer the whole off spinner issue.
Hmm.
Okay, Gisht, but I think with the needs of team, Renuka is going to be preferred because we want pacers to bowl with new ball mostly. That's why team preferred Renuka over Arundhati in the World Cup. Yes, new ball is an absolutely important phase, especially when you're talking about white ball. Unless you can get one or two wickets, because nowadays with all the dew, because most of the ODIs are also day and night matches, T20s are anyway night matches. So with the dew and all, the second half, that is after power play, after 10 overs, it's very difficult to get batters out. Okay, sports fan, I too have problems with transition in captaincy. We don't take tough calls at right time, just delaying to avoid backlash of fans and social media. I don't think fans and social media only reason है, बहुत कुछ है इसके पीछे. यूको मणिकंद, तुम लोग सवाल बंद नहीं करोगे क्या? Yuko Manikandan, Trisha Akka, why not have all women coaching staff for women's cricket? Julian as bowling coach, Devika as batting coach, Anaka Deshpande as fielding coach, and Nushin as head coach, maybe in future? Sure, definitely. I have been talking about Nushin Lalkadis as head coach for quite a long time. And yeah, why not? I mean, Julian as bowling coach, mentor, makes a lot of sense. MR, BCCI has been traditionally conservative in development of women's game, reflected in late WPL, non-expansion, leaders, grooming, pace bowling talent, etc. तुम लोग क्या बीसीसीआई के बहुत पीछे पड़ जाते हो. See, they have done. Somebody has written आप दोनों पर okay, cosmic कॉस्मिक क्रेजी सिंह, आप दोनों पर कभी किसी विमेन्स क्रिकेटर के पीआर ने टारगेट किया है क्या, क्योंकि आपने उस प्लेयर को क्रिटिसाइज किया था? अरे बहुत किया था. And especially I think after the World Cup there were a lot of people, and you know what bothered me, cosmic, it did not bother me when they were attacking the profession or what we were criticizing. It started bothering me when I remember I had posted something on Insta and somebody had come and actually body shamed me there. That started bothering, you know, कि इसको क्रिकेट का कुछ नहीं पता, हरमन के नाम पे बोलती है, खुद तो इतनी मोटी है, some shit like that. So that started bothering, in the sense it's not like I had a problem. I had a problem with the fact that it's my profession as a journalist, as an analyst, to say what I think. You might agree, you might not agree. You are a fan of a certain player, I'm not a fan of a certain player. Here I'm trying to bring you the game as it is. You might not agree with me. I'm repeating again. A lot of you guys don't agree. I explain my logic, you guys come up with your logic, and that is perfectly fine. That's how a discussion happens. And just by the way, there are a number of things in which Snehashish and I also don't agree. You know,
Yes.
we completely disagree. Does not mean I will suddenly go and say, Snehashish, you are a bad person, get out. No, that's not the way you talk to someone, right? So yes, and there are PRs who have in fact, I remember a very old article of mine. Snehashish, you remember after India won the World Cup, I was
Yeah.
being abused. My family was being abused because I had apparently I had criticized Herman's leadership, and that too was 2 years ago, I think,
Yeah.
in something. But after the World Cup, everybody started quoting, and I know it was a PR activity. I'll tell you why. Because Snehashish and I were changing our rooms in Mumbai, and we were staying for one more day for the
Yeah.
World Cup. You know, if there is a parade or a celebration, so that we can cover it. We were staying for one more day, and when we were in the taxi, the ICC women's team of the tournament came out, and I told Snehashish that, look, when I had said that Harman did not do anything substantial as a batter in the whole World Cup, apart from that one innings of 89 runs against Australia, which was not going to win us that game. You know, unless Jemmy stayed till the end, I don't think. You know, I don't think, you know, she has done well in this tournament. As a captain, she has won the World Cup, and in the history, she'll go down as the only senior women cricketer to have won the World Cup so far. But of course, and then I was being abused right, left, and center. You know, my piece wasn't quoted, and in fact, the piece view like shot up by 50K or something that day. So, and I know Snehashish was continuously saying, "Is it bothering you?" Boryada was texting me, "Is it bothering you? Should I write something? Should I support you or something?" I said, "No, it's fine, you know, let them do it. But as long as they don't abuse my family, it's okay to be the PR of a player. It's okay
Yeah.
to be the fan of a player. Don't go into families. My family has not written that." So, anyway, uh, and you know, then the ICC team of the year came out, and Herman was not there in it, and the PR stopped. That's my problem. If your problem with my writing about her leadership was a problem, it would have should have continued till
Yeah.
probably you got a response from me. It did not, because you yourself were doing it just for PR sake. And then suddenly you realized, in fact, it was sad, but one of the one of some celebrities also quoted that and kind of said pretty mean things. So you know, it's PR at times, and I'm not saying that Herman's PR. No, I'm just saying that there are fans who do it,
Can both
fan group,
around.
because no player is that much bothered, you know.
Yeah.
It's more about, and they understand, because players themselves have to choose players, they have to think of who can suit, so they understand that. I think players don't have a problem. The bigger problem is the fandom, because mostly thanks to Twitter and a lot of social media usage, less internet rates, the fandoms are pretty toxic. So I get a lot of backlash. My pieces are opinionated, and I have faced a lot of backlash. I think Snehashish has. I remember Rohan, you know, Rohan was being abused right, left, and center because of Shubman Gill. He wrote something, you know. You cannot expect us to treat everyone like God. You cannot. Absolutely cannot. So, yeah. Anyway, Ankit Kumar, Perth pitch will have bounce to offer. Sri Charani would have been a better pick because of her height and dip she gets. Her performances were also strong against Australians in the World Cup. I also thought that Rev in sorry, what's your name? Ankit. Ankit, I also thought that Rev that she gets when she bowls na, that would have been very, very interesting in Australia. This is a very interesting question, Snehashish, because I think your mouth must be paining by saying this. But MR is saying technically good with decent power. G Trisha is sitting twiddling thumbs. While also I like the phrase twiddling thumbs. While someone like Navgire is swinging a bat like it's a sword day in and day out. Snehashish.
Yes, absolutely. I think not in the Navy Mumbai league. I can understand you should give at least 4 games to a
Yeah,
player, but I think in the Vadodara league, UP Wadia should have given chances to Jitusha. And I think, and the best part, when you're using someone like Jitusha, she can open the batting. If you need, she can bat at number 3 as well. So I think there are all kind of opportunity to utilize G Trisha as a batter. But I don't know. UP Warriors have shown immense faith on Kiran Navgire. So far, she has failed. 6 game gone. She has yet to score runs that much. To be impressed of. Yeah, you might say, okay, in the last game she was very much unlucky. No one can get out in that fashion the way she did. But yeah, but before that, in 5 innings, she was coming. Don't grabbing those opportunities when going for those ugly whacks and getting out. I think that is a problem. And again, I am saying we are not here against Kiran Navgir or something. The main
yeah,
problem is that every player goes through a bad patch. That everyone can understand. But the problem is that she always score runs in domestic. That is why teams always show faith on her. But when she gets opportunity in a stage like WPL, she is not delivering. That is more than UP Warriors, because UP Warriors might get another player for the next season. They will be better.
correct.
But for someone like Kiran Navgire, the opportunity is gone. and
Yeah,
and if she and at this time, if she doesn't do well in a stage like WPL, the dream of playing for India might not come for her.
correct.
So I think for Kiran Navgire, this is a waste of opportunity completely, and that is more saddening. Yes, 1 game gone, 2 game gone, understandable, but at least show some maturity, show some improvement. Okay, that's game style. What I have been known for is not working for me as of now for some reason. So I'm changing my game style. Let's talk with someone like Meg Lanning. Let's talk with Abhishek
Yeah,
Nair. So for this game, okay, you are giving me opportunities. Let me play in this way for at least 1 or 2 games. Let me get back some
yeah,
confidence with 30, 40 runs. Then I can go with the game style that I am known for. Go for the attacking shots. But she is not putting any kind of game plan B or plan C in her batting style. That is the
yeah.
problem, and that is why I think it's more disappointing. But yeah, I think now only 2 games
Mhm.
left. I don't know that you should give Jitrisha or not, because ultimately in these 2 games, even if she fails, then also questions and confidence of her will also go down. So I think let's give only Kiran Navgire the remaining 2 matches also, and let's see at least if she can score few runs here and there.
Right. Okay, guys. In 10 minutes we have to close the show. There is a show at
I
5.
will.
We can't go over to that show. But we'll come back. Tomorrow we will come back for the pre-show and all. We'll talk about WPL, and I think there is another gap. 2 days later,
Yes,
28th is a gap, right?
28 is a gap. Yes, 28 and
Yeah.
31.
Yeah, so 28th and 31, the 31st, we'll keep doing this. And then 4th, though, we will be doing special live from Baroda itself, Done. Persona, we need a KKR WPL team and Shafali as captain. हो जाए.
हो जाए.
मोहित, नहीं यार मत करो ऐसे, फिर मैं किसको सपोर्ट करूंगी, केकेआर को कि ये सब मत करो तुम लोग भाई. Mohit, is there any good upcoming player from Odisha that you are aware of? Odisha? यार
No,
स्टेट के
I'm
ऐसे
not.
अचानक से पूछ लोगे ना तो बहुत मुश्किल हो जाएगा. सोच के बताती हूँ.
Yes.
नेक्स्ट लाइफ तक मोहित. आयुधा मुखर्जी. मुझे अच्छा लग रहा है. टुडे आई एम सीइंग अ फ्यू न्यू नेम्स. आई एम सो ग्लैड. Ayuda Mukherjee, Trishadi, who would you choose between Harleen and Pratika for number three position in test matches? Interesting. I think Pratika has a better back foot play. So that's why in Australia, I would go for Pratika. Sportsman Trishadi, how do you feel about so much women cricket happening? WPL, then Australia Tour, Emerging Cup, and one day domestic too. Um, थोड़ा सांस लेने का वक्त नहीं मिल रहा है बट ठीक है कोई बात नहीं I'm enjoying it. I think Snehashish and I keep enjoying it. So yeah, the more the merrier, I would say. We want women's cricket to happen every day of the year. Why not? You guys want too. You guys इतने तो सवाल है यार तुम लोगों के. Mohit, there is Bangladesh team which plays to lose. कुछ भी. सीमा यादव, मुझे तो नहीं लगता है ऑस्ट्रेलिया से मैच जीत पाएगी. टीम सिलेक्शन पता नहीं किस बेस पर हुआ है कुछ प्लेयर का. देखो हमेशा ही टीम सिलेक्शन में कुछ प्लेयर्स का तो डाउट रहता ही है बिकॉज आई थिंक हाउ द कोच और द कैप्टन और द सिलेक्टर्स आर थिंकिंग इज नॉट एग्जैक्टली समथिंग दैट वी कैन फैथम. सो या स्पोर्ट्समैन मोहित, बांग्लादेश बी लाइक हम नहीं जीतेगा हमारी मर्जी. यस देयर इज अ वीडियो, दैट फनी वीडियो. Cosmic Craze is saying Grok and ChatGPT predicted India will lose 12-4 and 16-0 respectively in Australia. ये 12-4
ओके,
16-0 क्यों
ये
नहीं कर रहे
ये
हैं?
एशेज का पॉइंट्स के हिसाब से दिया है. एशेज में जो पॉइंट्स होता है ना 16-0, 12-4, जैसे
ओह
कुछ
अच्छा.
पॉइंट्स के हिसाब से दिया है, फॉर्मेट के पॉइंट्स के
ओह
हिसाब
नहीं
से.
रे. Gish, don't give captaincy to Smriti and spoil her form. She would also stop doing well in bilaterals. Her stats in WPL aren't good. ये captaincy पे मत डालो यार, ये कैसी बात हो गई. Mohit, do you know you spoke more of technicality in cricket in this session than many Rohit and Shubhayan do? Haha. Mohit, I think सबके अपने अपने क्या बोलते हैं strengths and weaknesses होते हैं. Like for example, Mohit and Shubhayan are very good with cricket news. I am not. इतना मुझसे नहीं हो पाता है. In the same way, I think maybe technically I'm a little more sound than, or technically I speak more than they do. It's how people approach and their style of reporting mostly. Gisht, do you think Meghna could come in for Renuka and Himachal team quota? There you go. This Gisht is what I was missing. I was thinking तुम इतने क्या अच्छे अच्छे सवाल पूछ रहे हो गिस्ट. ओके, कॉस्मिक क्रेज, हरमन और हिली में कुछ लड़ाई है क्या? जब हरमन एक बार WBBL में पिक नहीं हुई थी तो हिली पॉडकास्ट में खुश हो रही थी. दिस टाइम हिली वेंट अनसोल्ड इन WBBL while हरमन वाज ऑन MI WBBL नहीं WPL रे. While हरमन वाज ऑन MI टेबल कर्मा. um well हाँ उनमें है ना, because I thought Healy said something about Harman's run out in that India Australia semi final. Her bat got stuck and Healy said she was being lazy. तो उस हिसाब से उन दोनों में issues है. Uh, अच्छा, Mohit is saying, did you see Sports Stars piece on WPL expansion and BCCI secretary has commented? हाँ कल हमने डिस्कस किया. I
कल
think
जो बात
ठीक
किया,
है
हाँ,
अभी.
वो
हाँ ठीक है यार, हो
लखनऊ वाला
जाएगा.
था.
हाँ. Yadu Shaila Mulli is saying, I think Simran Sheikh और G Trisha should come in place of Kiran Navgire. ये पहले ही हो जाना चाहिए था. I thought वडोदरा लेग में ही हो जाना चाहिए था, बट ठीक है अभी हुआ नहीं तो क्या कर सकते हैं. Mohit, after this year's WBBL, I got so interested in Australian women's circuit that I took Australian domestic cricket package in Fancourt to watch Australian WNCL. How nice, yaar. May
Lovely.
some WPL franchisee buy Maitland Brown next year? I think they will. I think Lucy Hamilton, Maitland Brown are the futures for Australian pace bowling. What do you think, Snehashish? You and I
Yeah,
have actually
absolutely.
spoken about this.
Yes, I will add another name, Millie Illingworth. I think she is also very
Oh,
good.
yes, yes.
Yeah,
How can
she's
we
also
forget?
very good. Yeah, open chested bowling, and she's
Yeah.
also, and the bouncer that she has, I think she is fantastic. So I think there are a lot of names. And I think yesterday
Yeah.
only with Dipta also we are discussing these things, that there are
I
so
thought
many
Charlie
young.
Knott also is a very good
Yes,
prospect.
Charlie Knott, absolutely. Charlie Knott is also very. Nicole Feltham is already there in their setup.
Nicole
So
Faltham, I watched Nicole Faltham and Aliza Healy keeping as partners in Delhi when I went for that tour.
we
Yeah,
told that. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And
So
I
so
thought Nicole Faltham has really fast hands. Just that maybe her base can be a little wider, then she'll be a little more balanced. But in short, she's a good prospect in the future.
Yes. So there are a lot of names that they are coming up from Australia.
Yes. Last comment, sports fan Trishadi. I think you should train all YouTubers how to do a show and interact with the audience. You are the best in the business. Oh wow. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you guys.
Lovely.
Cosmic Crane, Nicola Carey retain होगी क्या? नहीं होगी तो she'll be the big player in next year's auction. Last question, Nicole Carey. See, निकोला कैरी के बारे में कुछ भी हो वो स्नेहाशीष को ही जाएगा, क्योंकि ये सच है। मैंने सोचा था कि निकोला कैरी एट दिस एज प्रोबेबली is not
Mm.
not someone who.
A good fit for WPL.
Yes, I did say that, but Snehashish was always in support of that. And Snehashish, so take the question. Do you think she'll be retained?
Uh, I think after this season, whatever the problems that he might have faced, especially regarding their overseas players, the fitness issue and all, despite Nicola playing so well, but there is no doubt about that she has become the new problem for MI in terms of having that
Yeah.
balance, despite she's scoring runs and taking wickets. So I
Yes.
think it will all depend on the other options that they can retain. I think
Mm,
I think the other three sure starters, the foreigners
mm,
I'm saying,
mm.
that we might need to sort out fast. Depending on
Yeah.
that, they will take the decision of retaining Nicola Carey or not. Because if they again come up with decision of retaining these three only, Haley Matthews, Amelia Kerr, and
Yeah.
Nat Shiverman, or maybe someone like Shabnim Ismail, because she is the only experienced patient they have,
Mm,
then maybe they will not retain Nicola Carey because they are facing
mm,
issue despite her performing. But if they decide not to retain in between all those four options, that is Halle Matthews, Nat Shiverbrand. See, Nat Shiverbrand, they will not let her go. There is no doubt about that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the battle will be between someone like Halle Matthews because of injury
Yes.
and Shabnim Ismail. I also don't think Amelia
Mm,
Cat will be in that option. So I think
mm,
in between Shabnim Ismail, the age and maybe the only pacers that maybe they will go for
mm,
someone like young overseas pressure. Maybe
mm,
if Kim Garth is not getting retained by the
mm,
franchise by GG, then
mm.
they might go for someone like Kim Garth.
Yeah.
So I think then they might retain Nicola Kelly. So for me to retain Nicola Kelly, I think you might first need to sort out who will be their remaining three sure starter foreigners. Depending on that, they can decide whether they should retain or not Nicola Kelly for the next season.
Mm. Okay, last four comments I'll take very quickly because we have to close the show. Sorry, Kavya Jain, Trishadi, why I feel India will win. Uh, why I feel India will win this test because our batters are more technical than them. I watched that Australia test match in which Mithali Raj was captaining. I think India will win or draw. Mohit 836, there in Australia, players don't sign central contract if they're not in the first 11. Example of this is Nicola Kai. True. Kavya Jain. Trishadi, I think this season MI will definitely find a good opening backup wicketkeeper in place of Kamilini. They have to.
Yeah.
And I think there, if Yastika is not retained, then they will go for Yastika. Persona Herman's 89 alone could not win that game, true, but so is Jemmy's 127. Jemmy herself said time and again that she was tired and Herman took that pressure off. Herman is a big match player. Okay. But in an entire World Cup that you have won and you have played 189. That's the point. She's a big match player, no doubt about that. But
Yeah.
those one knock, two knocks, she's not consistent enough. If you can accept the fact that Smriti does not, play it well in knockout matches, you also have to accept the fact that Harman has been super inconsistent throughout her entire career. Mohit 836, thank you for the session. Thank you, Mohit. On cue, please close the show, Snehashish.
Yes. Okay, another long live sessions, but yeah, I think that was the priority for both of us to come and discuss about the
Yeah.
squads and taking all the questions. I think we have done it. So thank you, Trishari. Thank you everyone for joining in. So tomorrow again we will be back for obviously for the pre and post match show. Till
6:45.
then, yes, 6:45. Till then, take care and enjoy the remaining day. Thank you.